Alright. So, I've been looking at the recent news of Master Grade kits. Clearly we've already talked about the Master Grade Sazabi version Katoki that's coming out in December. And I was thinking on other kits that's probably coming out this year, and I'm a bit curious. I mean, wasn't there supposed to be another Master Grade kit that they've announced for this year that we're supposed to be getting? Let me put this to the side. I'm looking at Gundam Wiki and looking at their recent schedule for calendar year 2013. So this month of August, we're getting the Master Grade Gundam 3.0. And yeah, I'm getting that, of course. So that's going to be the month of August. The month of September, it states that we're getting the Master Grade Strike Rouge Otorio equipment type from the Gundam Seed Destiny OVA series. I don't know. Don't feel like getting a Strike Gundam. Not now, maybe later. That's September. And then October, we're getting the Wing Gundam Proto Zero, which is pretty much everybody's hoping for to get. But the one thing that and then of course in December we're getting the Sazabi Rare Katoki. But there's no kits coming out for the month of November. And if I'm not mistaken, I remember last year when they were showing the prototype kits of future Master Grade builds, we were supposed to get either the Gundam AH3 or the FX from the Gundam AH animated series. Actually, before I go, I want to review. I want to make sure I have each one here, because when I saw that this one didn't come with the plastic, I was a bit worried. So let's go by the numbers here. So this one is F1, H1, yes, H1. I won't bore you guys. Let me just review these parts before I start taking them apart. So yeah, going back to what I was saying. So what happened? Isn't there supposed to be another Master Grade kit coming out in November? Clearly, maybe the news will come out that, you know, this kit's coming out in November, and they haven't updated their, you know, the site yet. But be interesting what they'll come out. I mean, yeah, I would like to see an H3 or the FX. Clearly it's going to be probably the H3, because then the FX will be afterwards. But wonder what will be coming out in November. Alright, so we have the polycap one, and then the E, and there it is. Okay. Okay, so right now I'm in the midst of sanding down some of the parts here. This is the, you could say bluish gray parts, the trim parts of the Jesta. You see, I just cleaned this up right now. Compare it to a side-by-side comparison of the one that has not been sanded down. And I admit, before I said that I was going to do violet on this. Maybe not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. So I decided to change it up a bit. I think I'm definitely going to be using the Ghost Gray paint, which I can't. Oh, here it is. Dark Ghost Gray. That should be okay with that. But I want to try a technique where I want to spray, and hear me out, guys. Don't go nuts on me. So I was thinking maybe I should paint this a lighter tone of a color. Thinking of white first, maybe the primer white, or maybe gunmetal, or not gunmetal, more like the chrome silver. So painting this whole thing chrome silver. Now, why should I? You probably guys saying, why should I do that? I want to cover the side armor where the, as you can see, where the part slants like that in a curve, in like an angle. I have Tamiya masking tape, very thin masking tape, and I want to cover these parts here and here around. And I think the shoulder armors is the same thing here. So I'll paint it chrome silver, or chrome or something like that, or white. Then I'll cover it up. Then I'll painted this, and then peel it off. Give it a nice detailed look along the edges. Maybe around the edges here, and in here, in that little separation. I was actually thinking of doing the same thing here, where I just paint this whole thing chrome silver, then I cover up the umbilical, a couple of the tubes, and just paint the rest of the parts this color. Same thing here and here, here. I think I could. No, I'm not gonna do it with the head. And nor am I going to do that with the actual side elbow and knee joints. I don't want to overdo it. I just want to do just a fine amount of it on specific parts. So that is the idea that I want to try with this. Tell me what you guys think while I continue to clean these parts up. Alright, so now we're going to be beginning the build of the inner frame of the Master Grade Jesta. Surprisingly, not that many parts, but I think that's probably a good thing. We're not building a massive, complicated kit like the Stein or the Sinanjo Stein or the Sinanjo OVA. It's basic mobile suit, grunt suit. So we're going to begin with the little chair here and put the pilot there. Then we take this section of this part, slide the pilot in there, and then we take this part here. It has to be in this position so it looks like this, you see, and then we close these two up like so. So this part, supposedly comes down like this and then closes up like that, or whatever, however it's been designed. So these are done. Next, it's the actual joints for the shoulders. So we have this part here that goes in like this. Then taking this part, make sure that these features are facing in this direction here. It goes in like this. So it looks like that. And I'm assuming they open up like this. It has a unique hydraulic feature there. So let's do that for the other one, just to get that out of the way. Spent a lot of time cleaning up these parts, removing all scar marks and nubs and things like that. The inner frame was not as easy to do. The remaining parts was a lot. So now we take the back part of the body, of the torso, and not this one, think it's, yeah, it's this one. I'm sorry. Stick this one in here. They're on a curve-like angle. And we take this part. Slide that here. There's a two. Here we go. Okay. And then we close these two up like so. Alright, so the upper part of the torso is now complete. Of course, there's the armor that goes around it. Not that many features that will show that shows the exposed inner armor, but I'm still going to paint it just in case. You never be too careful. Another part of this kit is the compartment where you can actually put in the LED light here, which is kind of cool to see. Unfortunately, they didn't put this on the last two kits that I've made based off the Unicord line, but I guess they can be able to squeeze this with this one. So I had this little piece of armor that goes here. Actually, this is a portion of the armor. There's another part that goes over it, and supposedly you put it on like that. I don't know how it would conform with the other parts, considering that I haven't put it on the armor yet. But it shouldn't be that difficult to, take this off. I don't have a spare LED light for me to put onto this, and eventually I'm going to have to buy some, because not only do I have this one that will require the LED light, but also the Gira Doga kit as well. And I don't know what other master grade kits that will maybe coming down the road where we will need an LED light. Obviously, the Sazabi Katoki version. So let me segue into this part of the kit, which is actually the head. So this one comes with clear parts here. And I said, let me try this anyway. So you have this part that you stick in like this. So it has a clear connection here. Then you have this part that goes here. I'm actually going to be removing these, so don't assume that's going to stay there. I'm just going to put them on just so you guys can see them. Then I'll just remove them with my pincers. This one I'll have to hold by friction because I know that the parts are not going to be even out. And then we'll just stick it like that. There. It's kind of cool how it looks. Clearly it needs the remaining parts to form the head, form the armored head of the Jesta. But it's pretty nice. I like this. There's another armored part that goes here. Frame part that will support an armor, but we'll bypass that for during the remaining part of the build. All right, so let's now move on to the next part of this build.